Here I have a pair of pants. I love the way that they fit in the waist. So if you have a pair of pants that you love, you can use that as your measurement to see how wide you need to make your waistband. Or if you have a pair of pants that maybe are too tight that you are redoing, you can cut off at the waistband to redo it. Find a pair that fits or measure your waist. And for this, what I'm going to do, as you see here, I took a 5-inch strip of this fabric that I'm using for my pajama pants. This is the jersey net, so it's 5 inches, and then I folded it in half, and I made it twice as long, so I have my front and my back, and then I went ahead and I gave it a hem right here. I sewed up the side so that now it's one big loop, one big band. That's 5 inches wide again. So it's the same as this waistband here. So I no longer need these pants. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this to the top. So no matter what pants you're using, my print matches. You can use something that's not. But for these, we're going to do to make just some comfy pajamas because I don't like sewing elastic. So let me show you how we're going to fold this up. We're going to fold it in half so that you don't see this seam. So go ahead and fold it. It's going to be about 2 inches and clip it at the seam around, and we're going to put it to this, put it to your bottoms. So I've marked it by quarters so that when I attach it to the bottoms, it's easy for me to line up and pull. So I have the two sides have a clip on it. This is going to be the opening. This is the fold, that will be the top. And then the middle in the front and the middle in the back have a clip. And this is how you're gonna attach it. It's a little hard to see in this video because I'm using the same print for the band, so I apologize. But we had our clips marked, and what I did is I put the bottoms through the band, and where I have my markings, I clipped front seam, the back seam, the side seams, and those are your quarters. So now is a good time to make sure that your needle is switched to a stretch needle because you are working with jersey knit so that it doesn't pull and it sews correctly. And you can see that it's going to be a little bit baggy because the waistband is your elastic band. So you have to remember it's not going to be as hard to work with, but you are going to have to give a little tug as you sew. So let's head over. I'm using a serger for this, but you can most definitely use your sewing machine. Just change to a zigzag stitch with your stretch needle. The zigzag allows for it to have that stretch still. If you use a straight stitch, it will pull out and it won't hold with this jersey knit fabric. So the zigzag gives it a little bit more movement. Or you can use your serger if you have one, is definitely ideal when working with jersey knits. So let's head over to the machine and sew this band on. Now over to the machine, you can see I've got started a little bit, but I wanted to show you how it's getting a little bit. Here's the band and here's the pants. But you can see how it's a little bit loose there. This is our marking. We want to pull. See when I pull how it gets rid of that? So if you pull it a little bit, it's going to line up better. And it's going to give it a little bit of a stretch so that it fits better. So that's what you're going to do as you're sewing along this. Just give it a little pull so that it lines up with where your clips are. So you'll do that evenly across. Don't wait to do it at the end so that when you get to the end, it's all going to have the same amount of stretch. You see we got all the way around. Go ahead and flip it now. And then you can check, now's the time to go around and check to make sure that you didn't miss any spots or that the band was folded over correctly. As you're sewing the 3 layers, sometimes I notice I maybe missed because it wasn't lined up and I wasn't paying attention as good. But that's it. Now you have a nice elastic band. There's no, it's very stretchy, it's very comfortable, it doesn't have the elastic, and I don't know, I think it's a lot easier, and there's a lot of things you can do for upcycle projects when adding waistbands like this. And another great thing for maternity clothes, if you're trying to work with maternity clothes that you have, adding these bands are great because they're super comfortable. If you need it wider, you can make it wider. I just prefer the 2.5, or it's a 5-inch, which makes it a 2.5 inch band. So there you have it. There is how you add a band to your pants, a waistband, without using any elastic. Happy sewing, everyone.